I work for the Southeast Climate Energy Network, which is a network of around 80 organizations doing really awesome work across the Southeast. One of the awesome things we're doing is the SCEN for Southern Communities Tour, which is a re-granting program that not only provides financial capacity to frontline organizations doing the work, but it also provides physical capacity, which can sometimes double or triple the amount of staff that are working on a select project. So what initially started this was a policy platform that we called Southern Communities for a Green New Deal, which is by over 100 frontline leaders in the Southeast, talking about the issues that our region faces when it comes to the climate crisis, economic crisis, and social crises we're dealing with, and the solutions that we think should be pushed for and advocated for. We wanted to put our thoughts into action. We are supporting projects from a select group of states from all over the Southeast. We had a lobby day in Tallahassee to put solar panels on schools for disaster zones. This is happening in Brunswick, Georgia. We packed over 500 hurricane kits, while our boss Amy is actually in Petal, Mississippi right now. The Petal Healing Garden teach folks how to can like our grandparents did, because canning provides access to food even when we don't have power, even when we don't have running water. In a couple weeks, we will be going to Birmingham to work with Energy Alabama and other community partners to have an energy fair. After that, we'll have a town hall with the Florida Food Policy Council in St. Petersburg / the Tampa area to talk about preparing for next year's hurricanes. And then we'll also be working with Mississippi Rising Coalition to work on their mutual aid hub center and their garden.
We are here in the beautiful coastal Georgia area because we have a hazard mitigation and disaster relief project going on. Coastal Georgia is hit almost every single year by hurricanes.
When we get storms now, it sounds like the end of the world. The lightning and the thunder and the power goes off. You know, those of us who have, it's scary enough for us. So I would imagine that if you don't have food to eat or something, if your window breaks, to take care of a cut, it's really pretty scary.
The communities in Brunswick are first very resilient. We have a lot of residents in our community that do not have access to resources to respond to natural disasters or environmental disasters.
We have to prepare, and we have to prepare now. We are packing 500 disaster kits for our community. We have volunteers from everywhere coming together for an amazing cause. We have everything from first aid kits, toiletry items, non-perishable food items, and necessary things that we can use to clean up after a hurricane. But the most important one is that we're able to share information and resources about where to go when you need help after a disaster hits.
Talk about communities getting the work done, y'all. There we go.
How can I give it to the Black folks in our community, folks that are already having a hard time making ends meet, so they can't go out and purchase these items in order to prepare for storms that are going to come. They might not even be able to leave here. So how can they safely and efficiently stay if they have to? And then our seniors, they are one of our most vulnerable populations who often get left out of these conversations. One, they have the access to go to the senior center, but now they're going to have these items that maybe they'll be able to keep themselves safe and well, when a disaster strikes. Those initial $10,000 that we got from y'all's organization went a really long way.
Good.
We were able to leverage our partnerships and, like I said, getting other items donated. Our communities know how to come together when a crisis hits. Yeah. But this is aware that we can prepare and not do it on the front end instead of the back end.
Exactly.
We have armed our people with as much information, with as much resources as we can early.
You have to flip a coin and be like, okay, If the power bill's high, are we going to get food? Are we going to get medicine? Or are we going to have power?
We're not going to get anything.
We're not going to get anything.
We ain't going to get nothing.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It don't have to be that way.
Don't. And here's your LED light bulbs.
Thank you.
May your power bill be lower. Fingers
In Jesus'
crossed.
name.
And the thing is, there are solutions. Like, we can lower our power bills if we make it more energy efficient, if our utility companies actually
Help.
help.
Help instead of hurt.
Yep.
And these are the types of light bulbs that I use in my house.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we got you a couple on there.
Thank
And
you.
that's why these groups are doing this work.
Well, we did this event because we had gracious support from the Southeast Climate Energy Network, but also because talking to regular folks in Alabama is a key and core part of our mission. We often talk about clean energy in relation to the environment, and of course that is extremely important, but it comes down to regular people here in the state who are struggling to pay their utility bills. So we could think of no better way than to come out into the community and talk to people who are currently experiencing that struggle.
Energy Alabama had a vision to bring different communities of Birmingham together at an event to talk about clean energy and to talk about energy efficiency and how it affects all of Alabamians. And we wanted to do it kind of in an outdoors type setting. We figured out that East Lake Market would be a great place for us to have the event. We've had a lot of different demographics, age-wise and socioeconomic-wise, just people who are certainly interested in energy issues and other environmental issues and the impact that climate change is having on their life, the impact that heat is having on their life, whether or not they attribute it to climate change. Then there are folks who just have exorbitant electric bills because of the heat.
First and foremost, the bills are too damn high. We've talked to dozens of people who are paying ridiculously high utility bills. I spoke to a family with young children just a few minutes ago who are paying a utility bill almost over $600. That is unconscionable and should not exist in the state of Alabama. This comes down to whether or not our legislators or our regulators are putting forth policies that help our most vulnerable residents save on their utility bills.
The energy burden in the state is one of the highest in the country, and it really, really affects our low income and minority communities the most. And so that's why we're out here today trying to educate community members on the importance of energy efficiency and also providing them resources to make that energy efficiency happen for them.
Oh yeah, would you like a light bulb as well?
I certainly would.
Sure. There you go.
So much.
You're welcome.
You
Have a good day.
I'm an organizer with Mississippi Rising Coalition, and we're organizing primarily with a historic Black community here in Hattiesburg called East Jerusalem. So East Jerusalem is a historic Black community that was really involved in the mid-century civil rights movement, the voting rights movement. But since the 1960s, we're facing issues of prolonged disinvestment by both the state and the municipal government. But it suffers from crumbling water and sewer infrastructure, lack of sidewalks, crumbling roads. There have been repeated sewer overages. So we're really organizing with communities to get the investments that the community deserves so that they can have the highest quality of life possible. Mississippi is now the most food insecure state in the nation, yet we have the most fertile farmland in the world in the Mississippi Delta, so it makes no sense. We have a collective of partner organizations that work with us in our Mississippi Gulf Coast Mutual Aid Collective, and we decided to come together this weekend and really just be in community and build relationships with people. That's what we do as a grassroots organization. We meet people where they are. So we're in a public park, we're having a cookout, we're having music, we're having dancing.
This weekend of events is important because it just engages the community in ways that makes them, a little more resilient to climate disasters. It educates them on the political process, it gets them in front of these candidates, and really want to empower them to get out to vote, learn about their candidates and ask questions that need to be asked. And also, we're building a worm bed and doing some fall gardening tomorrow. Because just like family, we look out for each other, communities to do the same and start doing the same. And as nice as this event is, this is just one of the happy moments. The work continues, the work is every day, the work is year-long, centuries-long. And it might not be, finished by the time I'm leaving this earth, but hopefully we plant some seeds that'll sprout and make some positive change.
What do I love about Mississippi? I love a lot of the people. I love the organizations. I love the fight that everybody is giving. I love the people that's out here on the front line doing the work. That's what I love.
Community members are coming out, they're doing the work, they're not waiting on anyone to do it for them, and they're really taking care of each other. Something I think people need to know about the South in general, because when we're thinking about resources and thinking about the need to change things, you kind of assume that can't happen in the South because we're such a poor region. But the fact of the matter is, they're doing this on a shoestring budget, for one. For two, people don't understand that people are a resource as well, not just money. People power is a renewable resource. And in fact, hope is a renewable resource. And you're gonna find it here, and you're gonna have good food while doing it too.